Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Did I mention that this was daily? Did I mention that this is a daily Move Swiftly thought? Daily, every single day we coming at you as hard as humanly possible, giving you that perspective, giving you something that you can take with you on your day and make this day the best day you ever had, because the next day after that's gonna be even better and better and better. And that's the mindset you gotta have, and that's what the mindset you can have when you have these perspective on teamwork. Let me tell you, all right? You see it, again, I'll put a picture of it on this very video. If you're listening to this strictly on audio, understand it's only been not even has it been 6 months, and the running shoes in which I use have officially deteriorated. I mean, I barely, if you see the video, inside of it is ripped. It's all over the place. The whole thing is done. It did not even last me an entire year, and I bought it at an actual shoe store, a running company that sponsored. It was actually a shoe store in Boca. I remember going to Boca. I think it was like a Saturday or something like that, and the shoes I was wearing before just couldn't take it anymore. And then the ones I have on now they're gone too, right? And it got me thinking about the lifestyle. It got me thinking about when it comes to getting sponsored or dealing with partnerships or getting a business to sponsor what you're doing or establish some sort of a partnership. And I want to give you guys a distinction now between sponsorship and partnerships, all right? And why you should more so look towards building a partnership and not try to solicit yourself to be sponsored, because no one actually sponsors anything. Anybody that calls himself a sponsor, the person that they're quote unquote sponsoring had proven that they can make that sponsor their money back through the sales that they generate. Which means, I'll use myself an example. When it comes to myself, and one of the goals I have for this year is to get a partnership, is develop a partnership with a shoe company, a partnership with a store that sells actual running shoe apparel, because I know for myself personally, I'm buying a brand new pair of running shoes at least every 3 months, all right? So that's new sales for them. And as I'm putting my presentation together, I now say, okay, look, owner of X shoe store, this is how much money we can mutually make, because I'm putting in a certain amount of money regardless, because I run every single morning. I have the project, the Move Swiftly Marathon. That's something I'm working on this very year, and you get to be a part of all of the sales that comes with it, all right? So it's one thing when you're talking about, okay, let me give you an example of a bad way of sponsoring, all right? You get a LeBron James, right? A LeBron James is quote unquote a spokesperson for a company like McDonald's, when every single person that's involved with fitness knows that if you eat too much McDonald's, you will not be a great athlete. He himself probably never eats McDonald's as great of an athlete as he is. However, he is quote unquote sponsored by them because his fame brings in a lot of sales. So it can be somewhat deceitful in many ways, but that's just kind of the game we're in. Now, a real sponsorship, a real partnership is the example of a partnership between, let's say, The Rock and Under Armour, right? The Rock is an actor. He was a professional wrestler and all that, but people know him now as an actor. And very rarely do you get an actor who gets a sponsorship deal with a company like Under Armour, because Under Armour is more on the sports side, on the professional athlete side. And I can remember actually when that deal broke about how The Rock gets sponsored by Under Armour, which he has his own line with Under Armour, because his lifestyle was about fitness, his lifestyle was about studying, his lifestyle is what they wanted to sell, and that's how they were able to create a partnership. All right, so you get the difference? I'll have a whole lot more on this. I'll have actual case studies, and when I do land that deal with the shoe companies that I'm prospecting, that I'm going after, I'll have a whole lot more detail, because I can talk to you from a results perspective. But just understand, if you're listening to this and you're in business, understand that there is a difference. There's a huge difference between going out and asking a company to sponsor you versus asking a company to partner with you so you guys can mutually create sales. Very, very important distinction. Very, very important distinction. I do dive into all of this a little bit in the latest book I have out, which is the six-figure athlete. I have a chapter in that book. It's myself and multiple authors. Make sure you go cop that. Not only cop that, but cop the Plus LY athlete bundle, because you'll get the boxing gloves and you'll get a copy of my second book, Make Your Move. So you'll get the whole thing, so you could really study up and get a whole package of things. So you don't just have a book, now you have actual things that you can take action with. And that's what it's about. That's really what this whole thing's about, really. If you're not taking action, none of this shit's gonna matter. You're just sitting there listening. None of this shit's gonna matter unless you actually take action. All right. All of that is available on makeyourmove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. That's where the podcast is. That's where the Plus LY merch, you see that? The Plus LY merch is, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you go check it out. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.